A soldier died in Iraq detonating an unexploded Iranian drone. 17 Americans killed since February 28th. 9 consecutive nights of U.S. strikes on Iran. Tabriz, Chabahar, Bandar Abbas, a nuclear construction site hit. Iran struck back at Al-Tanf in Syria. The war has no front line anymore. It has an entire region. The United States has intensified its military campaign against Iran, unleashing a 9th consecutive night of strikes while confirming another American combat death, as tensions across the Middle East continue to escalate. According to U.S. Central Command, a U.S. service member was killed in northern Iraq on July 18th during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance recovered from a downed Iranian one-way attack drone.
A U.S. service member in northern Iraq was killed in action on July 18th during a controlled detonation of unexploded ordnance from a downed Iranian one-way attack drone. A second service member was wounded and continues to receive medical treatment for a minor injury.
CENTCOM also said military personnel discovered unidentified human remains at the blast site and that an examination is underway to determine their identity. The latest casualty brings the total number of U.S. service members killed since the conflict began on February 28th to 17, following the deaths of 2 American personnel in Jordan a day earlier. Meanwhile, the U.S. military confirmed it had completed its 9th consecutive wave of strikes against Iran.
U.S. Central Command CENTCOM successfully completed the 9th consecutive evening of strikes against Iran, July 19th, at 10 p.m. ET. CENTCOM assets targeted Iranian military command centers, air defense and coastal surveillance sites, maritime capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and communications networks to further diminish Iran's ability to attack commercial vessels and civilian mariners transiting the Strait of Hormuz.
According to Iran's Tasnim news agency, explosions were reported in several cities, including Tabriz, Chabahar, Konarak, Bandar Mashar, and Bandar Imam Khomeini, following the latest American missile strikes. Separately, U.S. Central Command said its broader campaign has focused on degrading Iran's military capabilities around the Strait of Hormuz, targeting coastal surveillance systems, air defense facilities, maritime assets, and missile infrastructure used by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Footage released by the U.S. military showed fighter aircraft and Tomahawk cruise missiles striking multiple targets, including installations located in mountainous terrain where the IRGC is believed to maintain missile bases. Iran, meanwhile, claimed it had launched a retaliatory strike against what it described as the enemy's Special Operations Headquarters in Al-Tanf, Syria, while concerns continued to grow over the security of commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. In another development, Iran's Atomic Energy Organization, cited by state television, said recent U.S. strikes targeted the construction site of the planned Darkhovin nuclear power plant in southwestern Iran. However, the International Atomic Energy Agency said the facility was still in the very early stages of construction and contained no nuclear material during its last inspection. With military operations expanding, casualties mounting, and strategic infrastructure increasingly under attack, the confrontation between Washington and Tehran continues to edge closer to a broader regional conflict, with the Strait of Hormuz remaining at the center of the crisis. The conflict between the United States and Iran has entered a dangerous new phase, with both sides intensifying military operations and raising fears of a return to full-scale war across the Middle East. According to U.S. Central Command, the United States carried out its 8th consecutive night of strikes against Iran.
The strikes are designed to further degrade Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz and swiftly punish Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps forces who launched attacks against American service members in Jordan last night.
The operation, launched at the direction of U.S. President Donald Trump, targeted Iranian coastal military infrastructure linked to threats against shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM also confirmed that 2 U.S. service members were killed in Jordan on July 18th during an Iranian ballistic missile and drone attack, while 1 soldier remains missing in action.
On July 17th, 2 U.S. service members in Jordan were killed in action as U.S. Central Command and partner forces defended against Iranian ballistic missile and drone attacks. Additionally, 1 service member is currently missing in action. 4 American service members were medically evacuated to Jordanian hospitals. They have since been discharged. Other personnel who were evaluated for minor injuries have returned to duty.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reacted on X following the announcement.
Godspeed, heroes. Their sacrifice only stiffens our resolve.
Iranian media reported fresh American strikes near Sirik in southern Iran and Shadigan near the Iraqi border, while Mer and Tasnim news agencies said no major infrastructure damage or casualties had been reported. Iranian state television later claimed the Iranian military responded with drone attacks targeting Al-Adiri camp and Ali al-Salem airbase in Kuwait. Reports also indicated Iran launched attacks toward other U.S. regional partners, with Saudi Arabia issuing early warning alerts in Al-Kaj and Yanbu after missile threats. Meanwhile, Tehran formally escalated the political confrontation. In a statement broadcast by IRIN and released through official channels, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei accused Washington of destroying the interim understanding between the 2 countries.
The repeated breaches of covenant by the Great Satan regarding the Memorandum of Understanding, signed between the presidents of Iran and the United States, once again proved to everyone this truth: that the signature of the President of the United States is utterly worthless and invalid, and that bullying, hegemonic ambition, and savagery are inseparable components of the American creed and way of conduct. Today, the Great Satan has once again revealed its true face, stripped of its mask, so that this dark experience of crime and bad faith may stand as yet another firm document attesting to America's falsehood, irrationality, unreliability, and wickedness.
Khamenei further warned of retaliation against Washington.
Now that the American enemy seeks to foment war and to bear even heavier costs and greater disgrace, it should know that the beloved nation of Iran and the resistance front have unforgettable lessons in store for it, of which the bravery of the fighters of Islam and the honor and courage of the people of the southern region have, in recent days, demonstrated examples.
Separately, Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Kazem Garibabadi announced, through the IRGC-linked Fars news agency, that Tehran had also suspended its commitments under the bilateral Memorandum of Understanding.
The U.S. has violated and suspended all its commitments within the framework of the Islamabad MOU. We have also suspended our commitments. We are not implementing them, and we are busy defending the country.
As military exchanges continue and diplomatic commitments collapse, concerns are mounting that the latest escalation could trigger a much wider regional conflict stretching far beyond the Strait of Hormuz.